Hello everybody, Suman Pachigulla here. Let me share you one incident that happened with one of our recruiters and what is that her mental state she is going through. And she was a fresher, earlier trained. Now she got few opportunities recently and as she is a working mom, she has chosen to opt for a work from home opportunity. And primarily they called it as a recruiter job, but along as the time passed in few weeks, the company assigned this person to start looking for OPT candidates so that the bench sales people can be marketing. Okay, so far so good. Now the problem here was she was going into a mental stress and self-doubt. Why? Because of the kind of micromanagement was happening in the company. Now, what is that micromanagement? You might be experiencing that sort of experience, right? Meaning, either you work in the office or you work from home, there will be people, it could be your lead or could be manager. They might be asking for a report for every hour, every 2 hours. They might be checking your laptop. They might be looking at your emails. They might be checking out the call records, so and on so forth. Well, nowadays that has become more popular. Why? Once the company relied on the individuals, they took that for granted. So that was the primary problem, that everybody wants to closely monitor their employees so that they will not take any advantage of the freedom. Now, I have worked with the companies which are very free in their mindset and primarily how they can focus on empowering the employee and so on and so forth. Now, as time passed by, when there was a lot of freedom given to the recruiters, few of the individuals taken it for granted, and that was the reason the primary focus came in of micromanagement. Micromanagement is each and every work, every time the company is going to monitor you. Now, that is what the problem she was facing. So, she was getting good number of people connects for the company, but what was the problem there? That they were asking for the call records as well. So it might be happening with you as well, right? So you might be thinking, I'm giving my productivity. Why you are worried about how many calls I do, how many emails I send? Now, might be other people, they might be doing more calls with no productivity, but you are having productivity with less calls. Now, the managers or the leads who are been appointed at that particular role, whom you are reporting, they might be in a situation that they don't have much of leadership skills. They do not have guts to tell to the management that let's focus on the productivity, don't focus on the process. Now, what they might be thinking is, after doing 1-2 productive calls or submissions, these people might be doing something else, or they might be sleeping, so on and so forth. They have a number of reasons for the management to think that if we are paying for 8 hours, so let this person be doing something in the 8 hours. Now here, that is what the hard part is. Now, either they work for 8 hours, they work for 4 hours, whatever it is, what is that the outcome that you are looking for? Now, working someone 8 hours or 10 hours, goes home with zero productivity, is that okay? Or someone is working some 8 to 10 hours with productivity, is that okay? Now, definitely a leader, a manager who knows how to empower their employee, they don't fall into this kind of cheap micromanagement policies. They definitely tell them to do more and more calls, but they do not stay in a position to discourage the person who is doing that productive work. Now, end of the day, if someone is making 80, 100 calls with zero productivity and someone is making 20, 30 calls and bringing productivity every day, then what is that? We need to learn here that this individual, the leader, the manager, should talk to this person who is making that 30 to 40 calls and bringing the productivity and ask how she or he is doing. Then let that experience be used for other people, rather than checking if you have done 3 submissions with your 40 calls. And if you have done in 4 hours, what you have done in the rest of the 4 hours? Now, that's none of your business. That's what I would say. I focus on give me 2 submission, 4 submission, whatever it is. Now, after that, it's your wish. And obviously, recruiters do not misuse or do not take it for granted as much as I have worked with the people. Well, here and there, sometimes they take a nap, or maybe they go out and so on and so forth. But as long as they are making productivity, then what's the problem? Now, that is what the same question the recruiter has. I am making whatever the calls, but I am meeting the targets, but still they are not satisfied with what I'm doing. Now, for those kind of recruiters, you need to understand something, that why it happens. So here, the leader who manages the team, they don't have anything to think, meaning they are brainless, and they just take the order from the top and they try to implement it. Simple as that. Because they are worried about their position and they want to show who is the boss. Now, in that case, whatever you try to explain, they will not understand, and they are just wanted to listen what they wanted to listen. Simple as that. They won't listen to you what you say, but they will look for the things that whatever they want to listen from, whatever the conversation you are having. In that case, what you should be doing is be productive as you are in the past, continue your productivity, and if the person wants calls, give them the calls. How we are going to give the calls? You know what to do it, right? Give them what they want, take what you want. Simple as that. Fighting with the team lead, fighting with the manager is never going to help you out. Now, how would you identify it's a micromanagement company? If the person who hired you, if the person leaves in a month or two after you joining, that's a micromanagement company. If they try to sit behind you and they want to smell each and everything that is happening behind you, then that's the kind of micromanagement you will see. They will check your emails, they will check your calls, they'll ask multiple questions, and after you get your target also, they are not satisfied. If a company is not satisfied with anything else and they just been hungry for any stupid reasons, that is what the micromanagement company. And the sooner you learn from that and come out of it, that's better for you. Till now, there is nobody who has seen a bigger growth in their career working in a toxic environment, micromanagement company, or like internal politics companies. There are people who love internal politics, toxic environment, they be there. But for most of the people who really hard worker, who doesn't want to do any soapy things, or like salesy stuff, they who don't like it, they only who mind their performance, for them these kind of environments will not work. So if you are currently in an environment which is like very much of micromanaging, and you are not able to sleep properly, and you are getting into mental stress, and it's like you feel like it's harassment, I would suggest you that don't lose your focus on your productivity. If you leave this company, if you want to join another company, it's okay, but there also you need to prove your productivity, right? You need to prove yourself. Now, why don't you do that here? Why don't you make it as a learning opportunity for you? So that's what I always say, that give whatever your manager wants, take whatever you want. Simple as that. So there is no way that you're arguing and getting into a fight with the person. So do you think the person doesn't know that it's a 30 calls and making 2 submission is good? The person knows, but still they have to show the data. They want to see that you are engaged, you are not been misusing the time. So give them the rest of 40, 50 number, whatever it is, because you are a recruiter, you know how to do it, and make the submission, whatever doing. And sooner, once you feel that you are confident enough, look for some good opportunity and change this company, so that you will have a peaceful sleep once you go home. This is what my suggestion is. Now, let me know your experience working in micromanagement companies, and we can discuss about that. Take care and God bless.